Hey friends, Rob Tepper in the jacuzzi, one of my favorite places to be, and I wanted to share with you a little bit more about something that I talked about last weekend when I was on stage at Matt Lloyd's Home Business Summit, and that is running your business by the numbers. And in any business outside of internet marketing, that's pretty obvious, right? I mean, mom and pop sometimes go by the seat of their pants and they don't actually have a business plan with numbers, and that accounts for a lot of the failures that you see out there. Well-run businesses are always run by the numbers. So in internet marketing, we know that traffic plus conversions equals revenue, not profit. You get the traffic converts, money comes in. That doesn't mean that it's profit. That's where the third piece comes in, the economics. So the economics piece is so important, and we all shake our heads and we all realize that that's true, but we don't take it to heart and put together a business plan that shows the numbers. So what I have personally found is that in high-ticket businesses like the one that I'm in and the other successful programs that are out there that have a product that's more than $1,000, typically the entry-level product in those programs is not profitable to sell. In other words, it's a loss leader. In traditional retailing, a loss leader, that's how you get your people in the door, that's how you get their attention, and that's how you have the ability to create that know, like, and trust that will ultimately make them a lifetime customer if you do your job right. But the point is that if you don't ever get them in that funnel, you're not going to have that chance, and the economics works out for many of these high-ticket businesses that you actually have to take money out of your pocket for every sale that you make of that low-ticket item. And if you don't have the financials, if you don't have the numbers to work with, then you're running blind. There's no way that you can have a predictable income if you don't have an idea of how much money you're going to have to spend to get those people into your funnel, to get that low-ticket sale made that's going to ultimately lead some percentage of them to upgrade to your higher-ticket programs. Does that make sense? So I've heard numbers like this. For example, Empower Network has had an amazing run, started in the fall of 2011, so 2.5 years ago. One of the leaders in that business, as you know, their high ticket is a $3,500 product. And here's a typical number in that business is that this particular leader, who made over $1 million in that business, there's only a handful of those people, so you may be able to figure out who it is, but he said that for every $25 sale to sell the low ticket, beautiful product, blogging platform, that he would spend $250. So $25 in, but it's $25 per month. So 10 months, you get the money back. But still, putting money out of your pocket on the front end, $250, get $25 back. So how many times would you be willing to spend $225 to acquire a new customer? And the answer is most people don't. That's why 97%. That's a big part of why 97% of the people who get into this business quit, is because they don't understand this until it's too late. They may never understand it. Now, the truth is there are ways that you can make sales for free, and that's what we would love to successfully teach all of our students, is how you can post on Facebook and get people to buy your $25 product without spending a penny. In order to do that, you still have to build that relationship, know, like, and trust. So what we're saying is, if you want, since it's a numbers game, if you put a lot of people in the funnel, you will find a few that you will build that relationship with that will ultimately become your customers. If you only start with a few and you only build, you You talk to 10 people a day on Facebook, 20 people a day on Facebook. If they respond, if you do it right, and that means you build a relationship and you don't just spam them with your offer, but you build a relationship, you know, how many times 10 are you going to need to have that first customer? If it takes $250, that means average cost per lead maybe $1. So 250 leads in order to get one subscriber. So let's go on Facebook. 250 leads if you're trying to reach 10 people a day, and if everybody actually got that, and you could say that it's equivalent to actually somebody opening their email and reading it. That's still 25 days doing that consistently. Can you do that consistently for 25 days? In fact, I've heard stories from many of the biggest success stories, the top earners in this business, and they all have similar stories of having put in a ton of time and effort to get to the point where they finally made it and became free. And those who started with no money certainly makes for a better story, but every one of them struggled because it takes time. They spent, Jonathan Budd talks about spending 18 hours a day for 6 months before he even had his first little breakthrough, and it took another year before things started to get bigger, and a couple years later he was an icon at a very young age online, but it was only because he stuck with it during that initial time. So I have put together a bunch of financial models for the business that I'm in, and I am sharing them with my team, and I think it's so important for people to understand the numbers. And if it turns out that there's a way that you can get there faster by doing something else, by possibly getting into another business that's going to give you a faster rate of return on your investment, and you can reinvest that and leverage it in order to do your high ticket, fantastic. Personally, I have not found that most of those programs work on their own. They work with the same approach, which is a continuous commitment by you to reinvest your time and your money when you don't necessarily see the results happening. So again, are you willing to do that? I think you are. I hope you are. And I hope you got a lot out of this. I've got a lot more to add, but run your business by the numbers. If you see this and you're in my business, then just send me a message at rob@robtepper.com, and I'd be happy to work out a financial model, a scenario that works for you, and let's see if this business does work for you. Because the truth is, for some people, if you don't have the money and you don't have the skill and you're not ready to start learning from scratch and putting in the time without getting any short-term payback, then this may not be right for you. It may not be the right time for you. So I would love to help everybody. One thing I've realized is that I can't help everybody, but I'd love to help you if you are the person on the other end of this lens that relates to what I'm saying. And if now is the time, then I'll be waiting to hear from you. Check out my website, robtepper.com. Send me a message, rob@robtepper.com, and I will see you on the other side.